Good afternoon, everyone. It's Anita Menon from hearthealthbrainhealth.com, encouraging healthy grieving and mindful actions. Today, my morning contemplation has been all about asking questions. And I don't think that I was the type of child, as a 2 year old who asked all those why questions, but maybe my parents would say otherwise. But I will say that I'm certainly that person inside. I've always asked why? Why this? Why not like this? And the thing is, it's not asking why for creating unease for anyone, but to try to think outside of the box has always been kind of my style. So it's interesting that I've loved really understanding this about myself, that, yeah, asking those questions really has expanded my awareness and allowed me to experience life in a very different way. Now, you would think that, oh, well, that must be really easy. And it isn't. It's actually an interesting space to be because, of course, like everyone else, I've gone through good times and not good times. And I do love seeing the value in both. So that's one of my thinking outside of the box styles, that I really like looking at what am I supposed to learn from these things. And I love that experience. So the first quotation that I wanted to share with you today about this idea came from someone named Leav. And I haven't heard of this author before, but it's such a beautiful quotation that really matches. So this quotation says, "Now I knew why I had been hollowed out, why my insides were chipped away with a chisel and mallet. It was to make room for this new feeling, this love that was so vast, so expansive, it could not have fit into the vessel I once was." I love that. And I have to tell you, this is exactly my experience. It's so interesting that, I talk about grief recovery. I work with grief recovery regularly, and it's the awareness of what can be gained through going through not such easy experiences, which I think is so phenomenal, that grief and joy are also two ends of the same continuum. So in any case, when I realized that, wow, that's what it is, that's exactly what it is. Like, there is no way that I could be in the spot that I am today without having had these experiences, which I'm so grateful for. So this is something I wanted to bring to your awareness. And I would love for you to sit for 5 minutes after this video and think about, do you think of things in a slightly different way? So, do you look at an experience? And I would love for you to think of this. Think of one thing that you can look at that this is not so easy and find a different solution. And this could be so easy, right? This could be that I put my shoes at this spot and I always trip over them when I walk by. And I'm going to choose to keep my shoes in this spot, even though normally my brain says just take it off and put them right here. It's so trained in that unless we think outside of that training, we don't change, right? So, of course, this can be useful for any aspect of our lives. But today, I'd love for you to think of just one thing that you can do just a little bit differently. And hopefully, it applies to something that's either in your thoughts, that I could think of this way rather than this way, or your words, I could speak this way rather than this way, or your actions, I can do this rather than this, right? That sort of idea. And I wanted to finish with this one quotation, which unfortunately doesn't have an author, but I'll post it under this video, of course. But it sums this whole idea up very nicely to me. And it says, "Truth is available only to those who have the courage to question whatever they've been taught." Truth is available only to those who have the courage to question whatever they've been taught. And this is why I'm saying that this is not necessarily an easy thing to do, but to question things in what we've been taught. We've been taught to do things in a certain way or act in a certain way or whatever. And unless we have the courage to question that, this is how scientists work, right? That it's just this matter of thinking slightly differently. Maybe this could be looked at slightly differently. And this is our life experience. So today, I would love for you to question some things that you've been taught and think if you can think just a little bit differently, to either think, speak, or act in a slightly different way. And I hope you have fun with doing that. I hope you have a fantastic weekend ahead. And I hope you remember, transform your mind and transform your life. Have a great day, everyone.